Hi, thanks for joining me. My name is Mary Schumann. I am a realtor in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and today I'm super excited because I am taking a field trip out to see Jen LaCroix at the Twin Cities Habitat for Humanity, and we're going to talk about their mortgage program. I'm emphasizing mortgage because you will not be building houses on this program. This is solely for financing. If this kind of information is helpful to you, please consider hitting the subscribe button and then hit the little bell next to it, and you'll be notified every time I post a new video. If you want more information about Habitat for Humanity, I'm putting their website in the link below. I'll also put a link to my free home buying guide. So if you're a first-time home buyer and you're curious about the process, go ahead and feel free to download that. All right, so let's go meet Jen.
Here at Twin Cities Habitat for Humanity, there's a new mortgage program that we started here within our lending department. Kind of the same guidelines as FHA. If you have not owned a home in the previous 3 years, we're going to consider you a first-time home buyer. Here at Twin Cities Habitat, we take lots of pride in our veterans as well. So we waive that requirement for all U.S. veterans. So TCHFH Lending is a wholly owned subsidiary of Twin Cities Habitat for Humanity. I know people think we give away homes. We've never done that. We do have a mortgage on all of the properties that are Habitat developed and built. You know, our homeowners really want to be able to purchase just like everybody else out there on the open market, on the MLS, have their choices as far as location with proximity to their, maybe worship or schools for their children, work, that kind of thing. So about 2 years ago, we opened up our mortgage program to be available to first-time home buyers that are not just purchasing Habitat developed homes, but anything on the open market or the MLS right now. So we work as a normal lender, but our mortgage program isn't like anything else that's out there. We offer 100% financing. So no money down with no mortgage insurance and an interest rate of about 3%. So we base all of our payments on 30% of the gross income of the borrowers. That sometimes will limit what we can lend because we want to make sure that we're keeping folks in their houses. What we usually do to combat that is to layer in an affordability subsidy, we call it. So a little additional funds that come from Habitat for Humanity and Minnesota Housing to really kind of bring it in so that that payment stays low and they don't have to bring money down. No, we love all realtors here at Twin Cities. I think probably the biggest misconception we carry right now is that we cater to low-income families. So really just average Minnesotans is our sweet spot. And I don't think people really know. Habitat retains the first right to purchase. So if they're going to sell that house in the next 10 or 15 years, even 20 years, we retain the first right to purchase as long as our mortgage is sitting on the property. And we do require all of our home buyers to live in the property as their primary residence. So if you go get an FHA loan and you decide to move out in 5 years, you're allowed to rent that house out. With Habitat, we're here to provide home ownership, and that means you have to live in the property. You know, we tell everyone we can go down to 580, but I'll be honest with you, 620 is a good goal. When we go under 620, we look for alternative credit. We work a lot with home buyers from different cultures, so perhaps people that haven't lived in America as long as those of us that were born and raised here. So we are used to folks that maybe don't have any credit coming in the door, and we have financial coaches that work real diligently with all of our home buyers before they get to lending to build up that credit, and maybe there's no credit, just kind of get them started on the path to getting credit. So what you're really asking me, I think, is how quickly can we get it done? Because everybody is different as far as their time frames go, and what we're like I said, here to really coach them along the process. But if I have somebody who, say, was pre-approved with a different lender, and I know they're ready to go, they've got their bank statements all lined up, their taxes are with them, they're really ready to provide the right income documentation, I would say that the quickest you're probably going to see that pre-approval get to that home buyer is about a month. We do require that all of our home buyers take home buying education through us. So there's about 8 hours where we do some mortgage education and then just simple education in regards to how to stay in your home. We have less than a 1% foreclosure rate here at Habitat, and part of the reason that is because we really spend a lot of time with our home buyers before we give them a pre-approval and send them out there in the market. So they will first see if they qualify for a program, and then at that point they will move to the next stage, which is, okay, how prepared are they? Once we know that they're prepared to buy that home, then they move to that class that is offered once a month. We are, as I mentioned previously, zero down payment requirement here with our first-time home buyers. Having said that, we have a savings requirement. We like to see about $6,300 in savings for all of our home buyers. Now, they may not spend all of that money. So we're looking at, we want to make sure that they have up to $3,000 to contribute to closing costs. We will give a lender credit for anything above and beyond $3,000 in closing costs. So when your home buyers are out there and they want to be competitive in this market, seller concessions are a huge deal. So, first of all, we're educating those home buyers on, listen, we want to make sure that you're prepared to pay for up to $3,000 in closing costs. We'll cover the rest so that you can really have your offer be at the top of the stack. Having said that, sometimes they ask for seller pays anyway, and they don't come to the table with any cash at closing. We do require all of our home buyers to pay their homeowner's insurance out of their own pocket before close. So if you take the up to $3,000 that we might be having them pay in their closing costs, plus homeowners, we're up to about $4,500 possible out-of-pocket expenses. We're looking for that other dollar amount to equivalent to $6,300 because we want just a little bit of reserves. We don't want to move them into that house with, $50 in savings. So some of them spend all that, some of them don't. I think probably the biggest limitation with our program, as I mentioned, is we're looking to really get the average everyday Minnesotan into homes. So we do cap out at a purchase price of $330,000. So if you're looking for a $500,000 house, we are probably not your lender of choice. We are really looking for Minnesotans that are looking for their first starter home, which we have found the area median price here is around $270,000, I think, last January, a little over that. So we cap out at that $330,000 amount. That we are one of the best first-time home buyers lenders here in the St. Paul area. Really, if you're looking at purchasing a home, this is something we're passionate about. We have a lot of other, great things to offer here at Habitat for Humanity, and our lending department is just one of them.
Okay, thanks so much, Jen. That is great information, and I hope that you guys will use it and investigate this as an option. Thanks for watching.